I guess, football just has a way of reminding us that records are there to always be broken, you know? And in this particular instance, understanding the fact that now Real Madrid have won the UEFA Super Cup for a record sixth occasion as they overcame the Italian side, Atalanta, with a 2-0 victory in Warsaw, the capital city of Poland. One would say that, the victory was actually hard fought, relying on a Federico Valverde tap in during the second half to actually open the scoring after, basically both teams actually had chances, and they both hit the woodwork in the first period. And then the moment that everyone was waiting for, sealed the victory as Kylian Mbappé, got a goal on debut to actually make it 2-0 with a powerful finish inside the box. I mean, what a great goal that was. What a great assist from Jude Bellingham. I mean, guys, we can't make this thing up. We just can't make it up. I mean, Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham all playing together. It's going to be a long season for all competitors. It's really going to be a long season. But look, anything can happen in football. And there were a lot of questions that did come, in my head to say, look, how would Carlo Ancelotti fit all his attackers into the lineup? And, in the pre-match interview, Ancelotti did say, that, he does have a very big problem, right? And that he has been thinking about it all summer, who to put in and who not to put in. It actually ruined his holidays, as he mentioned, right? And, I mean, it was demonstrated why. You get what I'm saying? It was demonstrated why. Because, here, he managed to actually hone in all his four major stars, right? Which include Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, as well as Kylian Mbappé for his debut, right? And however, even then, he was leaving players like the promising Arda Güler as well as Brahim Diaz, who had a great preseason, right, on the bench. And the lineup, which gave great freedom to all three, worked very well with Vinicius Jr. on the left, and then Mbappe central, as well as Rodrigo on the right. And they all connected very well, particularly from the left flank, with Mbappe's movement deep and off the shoulder was very impressive. And it might not have actually been perfectly fine, I'll say this, right? It might have not been perfectly fine-tuned just yet, but the system did work for them in last night's game. It really did work. And to say again, man, there's no... How can I say it, man? Another question that I had in my head was like, how would Toni Kroos actually be replaced? And in my opinion, I don't think there's really much of a replacement for Toni Kroos. You can't replace Toni Kroos. But, of course, Real Madrid and Ancelotti will actually just manage to find a way, to actually adapt his team to building a life without the German maestro. And in this case, that came through the dropping of Bellingham back into the midfield and keeping Aurelien Tchouameni in the holding role, as well as Federico Valverde wearing the number 8 jersey for the first time. They completed the midfield three. The trio looked well, versed playing alongside one another. And they overcame some early jitters defensively. In particular, Valverde stepped up not only with his goal, but actually leading the midfield in passes with like 50 of 59 attempts completed, while Bellingham registered 2 chances and actually created an assist. He created an assist for that brilliant goal that was actually, scored by Kylian Mbappé, right? And again, another one was how was it that the squad would actually fit in? How would fit with the squad be? Because 6 of the starting 11 didn't actually play a single minute in Real Madrid's preseason and only returned to training in last week after their involvement in international tournaments, to the very end. And that was always going to be a major challenge. But of those 6, 4 played the full 90 minutes and showed no signs of fatigue or exhaustion, right? As well as, in fact, Los Blancos actually looked in better shape towards the end of the game than Atalanta did, and had no problem in seeing out the game. If anything, it was more of a question of a slow start, right? But the better indication could come in Mallorca on Sunday night, where Ancelotti may have a decision to actually make about some of his regulars from his strongest lineup, right? As La Liga is also beginning this particular weekend, so we're all looking forward to it. Premier League is actually back. But guys, I know most of you guys, the viewers at home, you might be having some few question marks. Can anyone compete with Real Madrid's European dynasty? I think so. Because with the victory in Warsaw, right? Real Madrid actually let's just say they actually moved clear as the leading side in the UEFA Super Cup with 6 titles, overtaking AC Milan as well as FC Barcelona, who have won 5 each, right? And the result means that no side can match their tally of any Europe's elite competitions. It also poses an intriguing question for Real Madrid about the importance of FIFA's upcoming Club World Cup tournament next summer. And what importance the club give to it could depend on the course of the season. But it must also be the next step for Los Blancos after making Europe their own with this domination, you know. And yes, did Real Madrid really need Camavinga? Perhaps not, you know, because the injury to the Frenchman in training before the game was the low light of the trip to Poland. And now, you know, he looks set to actually miss up to 2 months of action with a sprained knee ligament. You know, even so, the Real Madrid midfield was imperious in the full absence, you know, with Federico Valverde as well as Aurelien Tchouameni seeing out the full 90 minutes, while Jude Bellingham also looked in excellent shape as he recorded an assist in a strong display. And then off the bench, Luka Modric, you know, he came with the experience, right? And it was very crucial to actually see the 2-0 lead out, you know, to victory. And even Danny, you know, Ceballos actually got a run out. And the real test won't actually come in Warsaw, but in the weeks ahead, you know, especially in the league, in La Liga, as well as, you know, also in the Champions League, we'll see the real test, guys, right? And now that Kylian Mbappé has opened his account, the question is, how many goals will he score? How many goals will Mbappé score? Because before making his Real Madrid debut, right, Kylian Mbappé had never scored on his first appearance for any team. With Monaco, neither with Paris Saint-Germain as well as France. He always had to wait to adapt before getting his first goal, but not in a white jersey of Real Madrid, the best club in the world. Mbappé scored with his first shot on target, earlier on firing one wide and having another attempt goal blocked, you know, to score his first Real Madrid goal. It wasn't actually bad going, you know, at all for a player making his, you know, first outing alongside his new teammates in the new system and playing as a central forward almost like a number 9, rather than the wide roles in which we have regularly seen him in the past. But this was just a sign of, you know, better things to come from Real Madrid. Mbappé, Kylian, Jesus Christ, Kylian. Oh, it's going to be very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very exciting to see how the season is going to pan out for Los Blancos. Real Madrid fans must be, you know, in heaven right now. They must be over the moon, overjoyed. But we'll see in the coming weeks ahead, you know, if they can keep up with this kind of consistency. But look, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for now at Football is a Religion, and we'll be back for more. Cheers, man. Hope you have a great one.